Hey, thank you so much for tuning into this week's show. Got a good one for you. I spent the last week in New York with my family, and we spent probably a good 20 minutes talking about that. That is an amazing city that if you haven't been to, I highly suggest you go check it out. We had an absolute blast. We eventually did get into some golf talk, and what kicked it off was a good discussion about the USGA deciding to roll the ball back. Everybody chimed in on that. Had a lot of people in the chat tonight. That was a lot of fun. We got to some LIV golf talk, some PGA Tour golf talk, some Tinker talk from me. I know it's a shock. And wrapped it up with our picks for the couple tournaments going on this weekend. So thanks a lot for tuning in. We hope you enjoy the show. And please do us a favor. Like, subscribe, share, do all those things you're supposed to do to help us grow the show. And if you want to leave a comment, we'd really appreciate it. We love the interactions. So let's get to the show. What is up, everybody? Welcome to a new show. This is the Chasing Daylight podcast. Last week, we kind of had a short, truncated episode. There's a lot going on. I was getting out of town. But we're back. Got a full episode this week. And man, there is a ton to talk about. So thank you so much for joining us. Fellas, how you doing tonight?
Bueno. ¿Y tú?
Yeah, bueno. I've been New Yorked.
Hey, take it easy.
Hey, how you doing over there? Forget about it. Oh man, I wanted to talk to so many people about this and I'm sure I was annoying some people with how much I was talking about what was going on there. But I did a lot of we did a whole bunch of stuff. We went all over the city and did all kinds of things. It was the first time the kids had been there. My wife, she lived there for 6 months after she got out of college. And so she knows her way around the city, not great, but pretty good. I had never been on the subway before. This was my first time ever riding the subway that I can remember. I don't think when my dad, we went back to New York. He grew up in Jersey. We went back to visit his family one time. I was like 4 or 5. We went to Yankee Stadium. I don't think we took the subway anytime there, but so it was an experience for me. And hats off to every single New Yorker that has to take the subway every day.
I think it's fun.
I mean, it took me a little while to get it, to understand it. If you've never been on a New York subway, it's the same rules of standing at a urinal apply. Eyes forward, eyes down, just don't look. Just don't make eye contact with people. If you may come across somebody that's a little crazy eyed and but it was a trip, man. After the first couple of days, I was like, man, there's not a happy person in the city. they're just not, because they have to go through this on a daily basis. But then as we moved around and went to all the different places, and I mean, we went to a lot of the tourist spots, so we didn't get too involved with, people on their daily commute for work and stuff. We avoided the rush hours as much as we could.
Did you buy the Seinfeld anthology on DVD when you got back?
No, but I want to see so many shows in New York now. Just to, you know how Vegas shows are. They're never geographically correct. It's some of the worst TV ever when you have a movie that's filmed in Vegas. And Showgirls is like the worst
Circus
ever.
Is not next to Mandalay Bay, okay? Like the cuts. Okay, yeah, I could go on
Showgirls is hilarious. They're driving on the freeway and you've got on the left side. Hang on a second. We got somebody in the lobby. What is this, Mark?
We got like 2 people up in. 3 people up in here. What up? Say something in the chat, y'all. Say something in the chat.
Yeah, hit us up in the chat. Joe will stay on top of that. But in Showgirls, they're on the freeway, and out the driver's window is downtown, and out the passenger's window is the Mirage.
I hate it.
It's so bad.
That bugs me a lot.
I'm curious to see how that goes with seeing that on TV. But it was a trip, man. We had a really good time. We went all over, we went up in the new, what are you laughing at?
So yeah, Mark's up in here. It's like I'm saying on Instagram, check him out. Of course, we've shot him out plenty of times. Jenner, my Bandon buddy that I met at TPC Summerlin, said, "Why am I in 480p?" So I don't know. It could be the internet connection,
right?
could be the camera. I don't know.
We tell him this every time, and he's like, "It's fine on my end."
Dan's up in here. I'm assuming that's L Dan because Mr. Hodges does not have access to Apple supported systems, so I'm assuming that's L Dan. Yeah, what's up, everybody? Keep tuning in. Yeah, Matt just went to New York, and it's been great.
Yeah, so we did all the tour sites. The new tower where the Twin Towers used to be, amazing. That place is unbelievable. We went to the 9/11 memorial, which, I mean, I was blown away. I could have walked in that thing for hours. It was unreal. Some of the footage and the materials that they had. And I mean, you're basically in the basement of the trade towers. It smells rusty and concrete. And I mean, it was powerful, absolutely powerful.
Dude, I knew there was the memorial there and everything, and they only really show you the top part with don't they have like sort of like a pond, but it's a reflection sort of thing?
Yeah, they have two like memorials where
like
they have
reflection pool.
Yeah, it's deep though, and then all the water
goes
off into the center. But underneath that, like 3-4 stories down,
I didn't know that was under there.
It is amazing, absolutely unbelievable.
Yeah,
and I mean, we were walking around. I couldn't believe how much time had passed. It was unbelievable. But then we went up into One World Tower. I think that's what it's called. OWA, One World Observation. That's what it is. And amazing. I mean, Vegas has to step up their elevator game because let me tell you, they have some pretty badass elevators now with the graphics and the visuals that you don't have to go in a glass elevator anymore. It's a digital elevator that makes it feel like you're outside. It's a trip. That was breathtaking. We did the Statue of Liberty. We did Ellis Island. A lot of the tourist spots. But one thing that I started noticing everywhere. Oh yeah, Liberty Bagels. Liberty Bagels was amazing. We went there. But I started noticing all these jackets that had this patch on the sleeves, and I'm like, what? And I thought it was like a group or somebody. I'm like, I'm seeing these all over the place. And so we were standing next to somebody waiting to get on the subway, and I look over it, and it said Canada Goose on it. And I'm like, man, why is everybody wearing these jackets? And so once we got to a spot where we had some downtime, I get on the phone and look. I'm like, oh, it's these like really badass like winter parka jackets. I'm like, that is sick. Yeah. $1,500 for a jacket.
It's pretty wild. When you live in an environment like that, though, like you're going to spend that on a jacket.
Totally. I mean, if every day, if you had to, especially, I mean, we weren't there. It wasn't bad. It was cold as hell. Don't get me wrong. It was 36 degrees and 30-mile-an-hour winds through the city. It was very uncomfortable, to say the least. But yeah, I was like, there's no way. So they had a store just off Fifth Avenue, or it's actually on Fifth Avenue. And so I went in and looked at it, and yeah, I mean, they basically cleaned the floor, painted the walls, and put a bunch of racks with jackets on there.
Yeah,
and they're $1,500. They're $1,500.
And they only have one size of each thing out too, right?
I hope those people are so warm in those things. I mean, they have to. I can't imagine.
I'm sure.
So I was wondering. I go, is really everybody in New York wearing $1,500 jackets, or are these all Chinatown knockoffs?
Yeah.
But so I told my wife, I said, I'm going to go check out the store, because we were not that far away from there. And I go, I'll just grab a beanie or something because it's a cool little logo. Yeah, $250 for a beanie. $250
Shit
for
better
a
be waterproof.
beanie.
At least.
Oh, I was like, wow,
Yeah.
crazy stuff.
Crazy.
But
So you hit up Chelsea Pier. Did you hit balls at Chelsea Pier? No.
No, dude.
That range looks really
it
cool
is,
though.
It is like Top Golf on a Friday night when you go in that place. It's super tiny. Oh, Jeremy, you've been there.
Yeah, I hit balls there before.
The pro shop reminds me of like a dirty, dingy, like repair corner, like what Wild Horse would have, you know, or
yeah,
it just, I was like
the dirtiest bowling alley counter you've ever seen.
Oh yeah, just West Hill lanes, just bad.
Yeah.
And they had no logo apparel anywhere. And I found some t-shirts like in a corner underneath some head covers, and they were all smalls and mediums. I go, you got any larges? He's like, no, but we got some hoodies. Really sick hoodie. And I go, how much? He goes like $85. I'm like, I have too many hoodies. I can't do it. No, that's okay. But it's great. The counter was packed and like, who has a 4 o'clock appointment? Who got a 4 o'clock appointment? Your time's up. And that's me. You know. And,
so it's like booking tee times at a golf range.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I can assume.
Yeah.
I mean, I would assume that. I mean, there's so many fucking people down there, and that's the only spot, right? Besides like 5-iron.
So many Sunday bags. Those round discs that have the slots in them where you can like stick 5 clubs in it and carry it around.
Yeah.
Everybody had those. Yeah. And I was just waiting to see somebody on the subway with golf clubs, but didn't happen. Yeah, wild stuff though, man. I mean, it was
golf in New York is different. At least in New York City, it's very different.
I mean,
I would struggle living there. I feel
so much because it's not just I want to go to the range, and if you're carrying clubs around, you're a dick because you're getting in somebody's way. You're in the way.
Yeah.
That's a spot somebody could be standing on.
Hey, I'm trying to eat my bacon, egg, and cheese and get to my fucking appointment, huh? Get the fuck out of here.
Get the fuck out of here.
Fuck.
But I had pizza every day we were there. Yeah. Joe recommended Joe's Pizza. I got your shirt, by the way.
You did? Wow, look at this guy.
Yeah. Hooked it up.
Is it white or is it black?
It's very white.
Oh, fuck.
That's all they had. And I got a small, so no, I'm just kidding. But Joe's Pizza, really good. It was very good. The best pizza I had though was this place called Angelo's on. I'll put the show notes and the link in the show notes to the place. But Erica follows some influencer girl on Instagram that's like a mom lady, and she said it's the best pizza in New York. And so I said, okay, the chick kind of annoys the hell out of me, but okay. Oh my God. Unbelievable food. Unbelievable pizza. It was probably some of the best pizza I've ever had in my life. So Angelo's.
Better than Rebellion?
No. Well, you know what? God, that's a tough one, man. That's a tough one. I think knowing that I can get really good pizza.
It's a little different. It's a little different. It's a little different.
I mean, it's the ambiance. You're on the streets of New York. Totally. There's sirens and people and bikes and
about to go catch your range time at Chelsea Pier, to hit into a net. Like it's different.
It's
one you just came off Revere, like 18 green on Lex, and trying to get a pizza. Like it's a little different. A little different.
Yeah. So the first we had Joe's, and it was like Brooklyn and I waited in line for like 30 minutes because it was just packed. And then I went to the one in Greenwich Village because Joe's like, no, you got to go to the one in Greenwich Village. And that is like
world of difference, right?
Well, it's yeah. the one in Times Square, a little bit nicer, it's like a little bit cleaner. And the one, if you imagine like where Vinny and the Hogs got pizza from, that's what it was like, man. It was, Eric. There was people outside that was making Erica really uncomfortable.
Probably the best slice of cheese pizza I've had. New York style, like the best slice of cheese. Hey,
take it easy. Take it easy. yeah, we went into Brooklyn. There's a statue. My oldest daughter, is a huge Marvel fan. So there's a statue that they made of Captain America because he's from Brooklyn, and it's like a warehouse building that they've turned into a mall, and it's just there. And I'm like, was this in one of the movies or something? I don't remember it. She's like, no, they just built it, and she wanted to see it. So we did that, and then walked around Brooklyn, and I was right next to the original Grimaldi's, but forgot to go by there. But we did all the Dumbo Heights and all that stuff around there. Walked across the bridge, did Empire State Building, did the Edge Building, which is a new building. It's kind of between Times Square and the financial district on the west side. Real new high-tech building. It's got the platform that comes out. It's got the glass floor so you could stand and look through. It's just, I mean, there's some wild stuff around there. It was like walking through the Crystals Mall and Fashion Show Mall. Just Eric was like, I feel like I'm in Vegas right now because it was all new and clean. And they took there's one thing. It's called the Heights. I can't remember exactly what it's called, but it was an elevated subway train track that they decommissioned, and then they turned it into a walking trail park. And so it's they got train tracks on some side. Yeah, it's really cool, and that's right near Chelsea Piers. New
York's pretty rad.
Right near Chelsea Piers. So
New York's pretty rad.
But yeah, that was our first experience. We got out of the airport and hopped onto a subway train, and the smell almost made me vomit. I was like, and Brooklyn was like, oh my God. And it was crowded and we couldn't move. And Eric's like, we should have got off and got on another one. But that was the only bad subway experience. Otherwise, man, it was pretty crazy. Saw my first Broadway play or musical with my daughter. We saw Six, which is the tale of one of the King Henry VIII and his 6 wives, which was very entertaining. That was fun. So got a lot done. It was exhausting. I averaged 25,000 steps a day for 4 straight days. I felt like I was at Bandon.
Yeah. Speaking of Bandon, so as we don't talk enough about Bandon on here, so let's get some in. So Jenner, he's the dude. We've mentioned him on the podcast. I was wearing my old Mac shirt at Shriners. Came up to me, said, "What's up?" He's in the chat.
Yeah.
He's from Utah, right?
Yeah, he's from Utah. He's coming out. He's going to Bandon next week on Wednesday, I believe he said.
Oh, nice. Oh, yeah, I see 9 Memorial in December.
Yeah, so I told him that we needed to see some posts and content and live vicariously through him, and he said most of the posts will be through @Scratchers Cup. So
nice.
Go give them a follow because I'm searching for it right now. Because, as you know, we can't get enough Bandon on this podcast. Is it Scratchers
Mark? What
Cup?
show is coming to Vegas?
Scratchers Cup. I don't see it, bud.
Oh man! Oh, I'm gonna have my daughter gonna lose Golf. It. That was a fun show.
It's @Scratchers Golf because Jenner follows them. So @Scratchers Golf, follow them if you want to see some.
Okay.
And I was talking to a dude earlier this week after my last trip, posted my reels. Works at Baltusrol. I believe he's a caddy out there. So he went out there this past weekend, and weather looked amazing, and he got his first hole-in-one on number 5 at Pack.
What?
Wow!
Congratulations,
dude! So sick. Like if I was to get a hole-in-one. Anywhere at Bandon.
There it is.
I don't even care. Yeah, congrats.
Way to go, man! A hole-in-one at Bandon. I mean, 172-yard hole out on your favorite course for Eagles. Pretty close, but it's not a hole.
I mean, get the hell out of here! Like, that's the only place I'd want one to be my first, really, if I could pick. Yeah, and there's a lot of I've heard a lot of stories about hole-in-ones out there, like Birdies and Bourbon, who came on the podcast. Mm-hmm. His buddy got a hole-in-one. I know Jenner's group has had a couple hole-in-ones last year. Jenner got his first one at like Bandon 12, I believe he said. Like, it's a magical place. It's mystical. It's I can't wait to get back. And I just left. And last week I was so tired. Like, I had no energy last week, obviously.
Joe was
and I just want to talk about it again. But yeah, Bandon's my favorite place on earth. And Matt was never incorrect before I got there. He told me it's and I can't wait to see Jeremy there.
Dude, I can't wait.
It's
Cannot
gonna be
wait.
so much.
It's
I can't
the
wait
best.
to have eight of us.
I know, right? Like I've been
'Cause
with one
it's
other
fun
person.
with two
Yeah.
people. It's I mean, but eight.
Hopefully we
oh
can
my
play with
God.
all of us in one group because I would love to see everyone's.
Well, we
faces,
can
reactions,
on
and everything.
Preserve.
On
Well,
preserve.
cool.
We can
Perfect.
absolutely
We can do
can.
that. Yeah. A par 3 course. And hopefully the new par 3 course, which kind of
Yeah.
came
it will
out
be
last
done, I'm
week,
sure.
like that's going to be sick. Like we're going to have to squeeze that one in. Hopefully we can get a tee time for that.
Do you think it'll be open by then?
I think so. It's a year
I
and a
saw
half.
him pushing dirt when I was out there, a couple weeks ago. So I think
Where is it at, like in relation to the other courses?
it's like in between Preserve and Trails.
And
It's
Trails.
like right there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they had
And
it
when
pretty cleared out.
I mean, you were there more recently, Joe, so you saw the clearing. But when we were there for the solstice,
We
it
did
was
see
like,
flags.
and Scott was showing us, and the landscape is just amazing. What they're going to be able to do with
But
that.
at that time, I thought we were told it was Doak at that time, and it's
Yeah,
not
that's
Doak.
true.
It's not Doak.
No,
It's
it's-
WAC.
those people.
Yeah, I can't remember their names, but it's whack. Not whack meaning bad, but whack meaning good.
Win at all costs.
Shout
Are
out
you
Run
Kevin
DMC.
Na?
No, I'm hoping it's done. The cool thing is the Old Mac Sports Bar will definitely be done by the time we get there. They're gonna throw in we were told
wait
they're
for
moving the Forge there, which is the steakhouse, and it's gonna also be a
Oh.
pizza spot. So like a brick oven pizza place.
Oh,
Overlooking
yeah.
the 18th green at McDonald, which is
the Punch Bowl.
one of probably the greatest greens you could put a viewing deck on. I mean, like,
Watching people hit into that is going to be amazing.
yeah, I mean, the way it feeds into the pins on that one, like, a lot of people are going to see some hole outs on that one. I can't wait. It's going to be so sick.
All right, are you ready to get into some hot take stuff?
And whack is not Kevin Na's sponsorship. Just so we know that. Yeah.
Win at all costs, baby.
I didn't know that's what it stood for. Is that really?
Oh, you
what
didn't
it
know
stands
that?
For?
I
Yeah,
didn't
win at
know
all
win
costs.
at all
I did see they
costs. I
sell it
didn't
at
know
the
that.
Superstore though.
They do.
WAAC, win at all costs.
And they've beefed up their inventory on that.
unless
Yeah.
unless the cost is $20 million to go play for the Saudis, then winning really doesn't matter. Win at a cost. Okay. Let's see. Where's it at? I'm all messed up. They've changed everything on me, and screw it. It's not even on there anymore. Oh well, whatever. All right. I got a hot take, and I'm gonna be in the minority with this. The USGA talking about rolling the ball back.
Yeah.
What did you guys? What's your feelings on that? Because I have a different perspective than what a lot of people are losing their mind over it, and rightfully so. I mean, all the people that have come out saying this is absolutely ridiculous, I agree with everything what they're saying. I just have a different view. So, what do you guys think?
So, just for clarification purposes, so from what I understand is they will have rules on. They're basically rolling the ball back for tour players, and is it like elite amateur players like USM?
Yeah,
that
it's
type
USGA.
of thing?
It's USGA.
It's USGA.
So any USGA event will have
we're talking the
regulation on
US
balls.
Open, the US-AM, the Mid-Am, US 4-ball, those
British
major.
So
No,
in
not the British
my-
Open.
Yeah, because
that's
RNA is
Yeah,
on
that's-
it.
Oh, is RNA on it too?
RNA
Okay.
also.
Okay. All right.
So that was the other question I had was RNA. But so my opinion is if they're going to roll it back for them, they need to roll it back for everyone. That's my opinion. I don't think they should roll it back. That's my final answer. But if they're going to, it needs to apply to everyone, no matter what. Because how are you going to go play? you have like, go play with your buddies, you play a regular ball. I mean, if you're an amateur that plays in USGA events regularly, you're not going to be playing a regular ball anyway. You're going to play the ball that conforms. But that's just a weird situation. I think it's all or nothing.
Joe, what do you think?
Yeah, here's the thing for me is,
I know you don't like foreplay, but
he made a good point. So
he did.
whoever's a golfer, like a hardcore golfer, is going to play the same ball that the PGA Tour plays, because they want to judge themselves against that. And they're trying to say that, this is going to help the amateur golfer and the pro golfer, or whatever you want to say. But the amateur golfer is going to play the ball that the PGA player plays, because they want to judge themselves against what the PGA Tour players play. So if you're rolling back the ball for USGA, RNA, PGA Tour player, whatever the case may be, you are also rolling back the ball on the amateur player, because they're going to play that same ball. I'm playing the same ball, even if my drives are 220. Like, I want to judge myself against what they do, because that is the pinnacle, and I want to understand where I'm at in my game compared to the elite players. So they're trying to make it's just stupid. It's like saying amateur basketball players play half court, pro players play full court. It's dumb.
9-foot rim.
And professional tennis players play tennis courts, and amateur players play pickleball courts. It's stupid. We're all no matter if they roll that ball back, I guarantee you all three of us are going to play that same ball. You're not going to be playing a nitro.
No. And no. Those companies I did read what Titleist said, but they're not going to be making different balls for different.
Yeah.
They're going to make,
the ball companies aren't going to do it.
Is going to be the conforming ball. They're not going to have the Pro V1 long distance ball.
I still can probably, Odin's cool, but I still can guarantee you that Odin's not going to be played on tour.
Oh no, clearly not. Absolutely.
But we are going to play the ball that gives us a baseline to what the pros play. And I don't care if I hit my ball 220 or 210, I'm going to play the ball that gives me a baseline compared to them. Because it doesn't feel legal
out on it yet. I mean, as far as like how much of a rollback is it going to be?
I'm guessing they're probably looking
20, 30 yards.
20 to 30
They're
yards.
Add spin to it or whatever.
Well, the thing that annoys
I would like
me
that.
about,
I need more spin. That would help me.
The thing that annoys me about it is all you're doing is hurting the guys that don't hit it far, because now the guys that hit it 320, 330, okay, now they're hitting it 300. The guys that hit it 290 are now hitting it 260. So they have to rely more on their longer irons. And I do find it a little bit insane that guys are hitting 9-iron on 180-yard par threes.
Here's the thing: is no matter which way you go,
insane.
The longest hitters are going to be the longest hitters.
Absolutely. And
the best,
if you roll the ball back, it's the guys that are hitting 9-irons compared to the guys that are hitting 6-irons. It's going to be the exact same thing.
Did you see Billy Horschel's take?
No.
Where he said, like, it's more like the clubs. It's more like you've offered so much forgiveness on this golf head that I can hit it on the toe or the heel, and I still get the same shit out of it. Make the sweet spot smaller. That's what he said.
I said in
that's
our
what
chat
it is.
that
Scotty
Scheffler hitting it 320 off the toe on the Stealth 2 sold a lot of golf clubs.
Yeah.
A lot of golf clubs.
Yeah, and Rory saying that he doesn't like the Stealth 2 did not sell a lot of golf clubs.
Of course.
Sold a lot of Sims.
Yeah.
I just don't know that obviously, I have zero. These guys have done so much research. They didn't just roll something out,
No, there's something behind it.
Yeah, but there's
the
so
thing
many.
is, like,
There's
if
so many
you-
more factors than the golf ball.
Yeah. I mean, if you look at this last week's tournament in at the Copperhead, what was the winning score? Was it like 9 under, something like that? I 10 under.
Yeah, it was no more than 11. No more. I think it was
There's
9
going to
or
be
10.
weeks where they are 25 under, 30 under, and then there's going to be times where they're not even 10 under in a tournament. They're not basing it solely off the score of a PGA Tour event, but is it really that big of an issue? I mean, like you said, the shorter guys are going to be hitting longer clubs into the holes. They're already doing that.
I think
They're going to hit a little bit longer, but
yeah.
is that
Yeah,
the
it was 10
problem?
under.
I think what they're worried about is famous, amazing, traditional golf courses are going to be irrelevant at some point. I think that's what they're worried about.
Yeah, I think they're worried about that to a point too.
I don't think they're
I
worried
also
about
think
score.
no, I don't think they're worried about score. I really don't think they're concerned that guys are hitting it 3-2. Athletes are athletes. You know, there's a reason why the long drive guys hit the ball as far as they do, because they have figured out a way, and they figured out training, they figured out shafts, and they figured out muscle mass and what they need to do in order to generate club head speed. There's also a reason those guys don't play on the professional tour.
Yeah.
Because the long drive does not transfer to professional PGA Tour caliber golf.
You know, I'd be really curious to see is when their experiment or when they started really diving deep into this, when it started, because I'm curious to see if it started after Bryson's win at Wingfoot. Because
Seems
it
like
feels,
that was a hot topic after that.
I feel like
I
it
think
may have started.
I think it's 180 ball speed. I think with the data being shown on TV every single time, and I mean, who was the at Arnold Palmer or at the Players, the young kid that was 190 ball speed. I mean, just absolutely insane. Who the hell was that? Why can't I remember his name? That's terrible of me. Hang on a second. He was in the final group.
That was so long ago.
I know, it was so long ago.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is technology. It's like
This is driving me nuts. Hang on.
we have self-driving cars now. Like, of course, golf is going to change. You know, but it's most other sports all other sports have a regulation ball, and that's where it's kind of weird because golf is such an individual sport. It's kind of hard to throw a nitro on every player in the field, you know. But it's
Min Woo Lee, that's who it was. Well, I think they're seeing just insane ball speed numbers. You know, 180, 190 mile an hour ball speed. It's just the equipment, and this is where my take comes on it. I like the idea of the guys playing the same type of equipment. I mean, it's what's unique about golf is there's so many different manufacturers, there's so many different brands. There's so much technology. There's so many patents. I mean, Bob Parson buys patents like Joe buys iced coffee. It's insane.
I'm on hot coffee now. I go to 7-Eleven in the mornings.
What?
I know it's a big switch. It's a big switch.
7-Eleven.
$2 compared to $6. $4 a day.
No wonder Starbucks
Got a
That
new
second
baby
baby
coming.
is already
Got a new
affecting
baby
you.
coming.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay. So, that's too funny. I'm dying right now. Okay. But the information that these brands have and don't share, and you got the other companies that are trying to do what they're doing, and this technology and that technology. I said this a while ago, and people laughed at me, but I would love to see a tournament where everybody plays the same equipment. Get it fit to you with loft and lie and your swing weights and everything. But I would like to see everybody game the same irons, the same woods, the same putter, the same ball, and just see
Man, that'd be a
You
big
know,
change.
oh, it would be wild, right? But
That's what it's like playing golf in North Korea.
Everybody
I
plays
look
hand forged.
I look at I
Yeah.
look at F1, right? F1, they have so many regulations, and everybody has the same tires. They have the same frame structure. They have the main difference is the engine and the driver, you know. And with golf, there's so many different things. I mean, there is zero clarification on shafts. You know, Fujikara can say this is a stiff. UST says this is a stiff. KBS says this is a stiff.
Yeah,
all of them
one's
can have
an A
different.
flex and one's an X.
All of them. There is nothing there's no standards.
Yeah.
In the golf industry for equipment. The tour is a little bit different because they have to get tested. You know, they have the core testing and all that to ensure that, you know, the ball speeds don't get beyond a certain point, you know, a hot driver. And they're tested. But I mean, the technology and the manufacturers have found a way around that. And I think golf is trying to go, okay, we need to reel this back in a little bit because it's starting to get out of control as far as the equipment goes. And it may be also driven by TaylorMade coming out with a new driver every year, Callaway coming out with 3 drivers every year, you know, Ping coming out with a new driver.
Shout out
just
Titleist. Every 2 years, we take extra time to dial it in even further. I mean,
the amount of money that is coming into the golf,
especially now too, with all these new golfers. I mean, there's just an influx.
And a lot of these new golfers have no business playing some of the stuff they're playing, but because of social media, because of influencers, because of TV, this is what you got to play. This is what you got to play.
Yeah.
And I mean, how many people do you know that play short sets because, you know, you don't need to have 14 clubs in the bag. You know, you can play golf. Yeah, you can play golf on a short set. It's
and that's the thing. It helps with your feel too, and your like creativity and your
and that I think is what's being lost when you have a really challenging 190-yard par 3 with water right, bunkers left. It's got some crazy undulation, and guys are hitting a 9-iron a mile high and just dropping it right down. That's going like this to the golf architect. Like, fuck you, you got no business, you know. And that's what I think they're trying to do is go, okay, you know, this game is amazing. Yes, the athletes that are out there right now are incredible, but something has got to bring this down.
Yeah. I mean, interesting take. I think science is just, it's so good nowadays, and golf is so old that it's, you know, it's not made the game irrelevant. It's just, it's so different now that, you know, there's,
you know, tennis went from wood rackets to graphite, and people lost their mind, and the ball speeds went through the roof on serves, you know, but
with golf, there's club heads, there's shafts, there's grips, there's weight, there's ball,
shoes. I mean, there's so many factors that come into it.
Yeah, and I think with so many factors, you can dial yourself in so deeply to know what you're doing every time for the most part, and it doesn't necessarily make the game boring, but it makes it. But here's the thing, also though, is everybody has access to everything, right? Everybody has access to all of that. Everybody on tour can go to the tour truck and get whatever they need. I think their main concern, and this is what it goes back to, is the golf courses that are classics becoming irrelevant because golf is a classic sport, and we need to see golf in these spots, whatever, 6 times a year. But I still
think the short courses like Harbortown are great examples. You don't have to be a bomber to work your way around that.
I mean, and there's places,
but guys don't like going there because they can't bomb it.
There's places that are like that, and like Augusta National par 3 course, like you don't have to bomb it on that one, but But what I was getting at is most courses don't have money to elongate their holes like Augusta National does, as we've seen them further and further create those
But do you know
holes
how
that are
much
going longer and longer.
Do you know how much more entertaining 15 is going to be now?
No,
Or
I'm not.
13?
Here's the thing is
13, sorry.
and
13.
and we'll go back to what Trey says all the fucking time is everybody has to play the same golf course. That's the thing. Everybody's playing the same fucking golf course. Doesn't matter how long it is, how low the score is, how high the score is. Everybody's playing the same field, and they're all getting judged on that one. So it really doesn't fucking matter because everybody's playing the same course, just like an NBA game or an NFL game. Every NFL game is 100 yards. Everyone in the field is playing the same course at the exact yardage. And the only factor is the weather because it's different times. That's the only different factor. They all have access to the technology.
They should go to a shotgun. Yeah. They should go to a shotgun and have everybody on the course at one time.
Go on the CW. I mean, like something you can get off satellite TV.
How come nobody has thought about that? How come nobody has thought of that?
Shout out the shark.
Dude,
that's the thing, dude. It's an even playing field. No matter the ball, no matter the club, no matter the shaft, no matter the grip, whatever the case may be, it's an even playing field at that elite status.
This what they've done to Augusta and 13 by making it a lot longer now. It's bringing back the approach shot that was meant to be hit.
And that's the thing is they're worried about making these classic courses irrelevant.
No, I don't think they're worried about that. I think they're worried about golf in general. It's played at a different. It's played differently now than it was, when these courses were, first designed and came out.
1932 Augusta was that?
Yeah, it's. But I want to see guys hitting long irons into and woods into that 13 green.
I don't want to see many par fives and 2 unless you fucking hit a bomb. But that's the game nowadays.
Yep. All right, let's move on.
But everybody has to play the same course. So it's not like a disadvantage to anybody. Or an advantage. No, it's the same. It's the same thing. That's the thing.
What Jeremy, you said this is what it's like playing golf in North Korea. Do you think it would be any bit entertaining to see everybody out there with the same equipment on the same ball playing?
No, not at all.
No, never.
I have no desire to see that.
None?
I have no desire to see that at all.
And my favorite players to pay attention to their equipment are the guys that don't have contracts because they're playing what performs best for them.
For them, yeah.
And take Scotty Scheffler. Let's just put him out there at a fitting where we have all the brands. He's going to hit every driver within 5 yards of each other. It's not going to matter. Maybe the new TaylorMade, who knows? He'll hit better. But those guys can hit any club they want, and it's all going to be within such a tight circle that it doesn't really matter at that level. For us and amateur players, I think it'd make more of a difference. But another thing that's different nowadays is the way that people train, and
true, yeah,
it's just a completely different story from those classic courses when they were built.
Yeah,
people weren't in the same shape and had that same.
Yeah, they were smoking weed and drinking gin. I mean, it's
yeah, and they were putting on shag carpets too.
Heaters down the fairway.
Yeah, that's another thing is there's not fucking sorry, I spilled some shit.
Good Lord.
There's not apps to get your daily workout in. There's not, there's not a wall where you can lift weights off your wall. Like it's completely different environment.
All right. That was the hot take. So I got a little tinkering going on. I'm sure you guys saw that.
Mm-hmm.
Got the new US Team Amiya dart shafts in. Anybody familiar with the brand? These are not the original darts that came out a couple years ago. These are a new variant. It's not the senior shaft. It's not the senior shaft that it was. I got a couple to demo, put one in the Strixon that I was playing, and wow, very, very impressed. Joe was even impressed with it.
I was.
Yeah. And so got them in, didn't have time to build them before we left, so that's what I did today. Got those all built up. Gonna be throwing some of the new Guilty Golf grips on those, and we'll be gaming them tomorrow night at 5-iron. Looking forward to that. Also, I don't know if you guys saw this, the Corey Paul wedges that came in.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Ooh, doggy.
Yeah.
A lot of comments on those, man. Yeah. We had Corey on the show early on the podcast with Logan. Him and Logan Olson were doing a little collaboration. But I'm going to get him back on and talk because he is really refined his art, his functional art. And I want to get him on and talk a little bit more about what he's doing and get him a little bit more recognition because it's pretty impressive. It's pretty impressive.
Yeah, I would love to talk to him because I can't wait to try yours.
There is a shaft company that has a new shaft coming out that I don't know what it is because they have not told us. They told all the UST ambassadors that they would be teasing this new shafts and support us and show and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, great. What is it? They won't tell us. I'm hoping it's some wedge shafts because they have not done a wedge specific shaft in a while since the wedge protos for the recoils. Fingers crossed. So I was going to hold off because those come out in April. I was going to hold off on building these set of wedges and just game what I've been gaming. But I did find a recoil wedge proto shaft, so I built the 60 up. So I'm going to have that tomorrow night as well, Joe. So you'll be able to check out the 60.
Yeah, we still need to figure out the timing for that one tomorrow night at 5-iron.
Yeah, that's no worry about that. But and then I put the new one of the new Garson grips on the long neck, and it's the Tour Max. It's got a spine down the front. It's kind of different. It's very different, but it feels absolutely fantastic in your hands. So I've been working a lot on my putting in the backyard and trying to get. I got a little confusion with my putting stroke that I'm trying to straighten out. So hopefully what I'm working on will clear a few things up. So that's what I got on Tinkertown. Joe, you got anything Tinkertown news?
No Tinkertown news for me. Yeah, I mean, I've tried the new Pro V1. I don't think we've mentioned that on the podcast, but I enjoy it. Spins a little more on the greens. Other than that,
new X?
No, I don't play the X. I play Pro V1. So I feel like it checks a little more on the greens. But yeah, I'm safe. I feel like I'm pretty safe with my bag. I'm in a good spot. So I don't know. I don't see myself going anywhere.
Nice. Jeremy, update on the Miras?
No update from Mira. I wanted to harass him again today, but I'm just not going to be that person. They'll probably like drop me to the bottom of the queue or something.
Every time someone calls and complain, you play a bombless.
Patience is not my virtue, and I need to work on that.
All right. So let's see. Let's get into some Valspar. Well, we'll talk about our picks. Because there's some changes going on in our standings. This last week, where to go? Let's see. I was looking at who we picked for this tournament last year. It's kind of a hard tournament to pick, the WGC match play. But so Taylor Moore ended up with the win after Jordan decided to park one in the middle of the lake on 16. Thank you, Jordan. I really appreciate that. He did finish third, though, so I got 162 points for that, plus some bonus points. Jeremy had Justin Rose, who finished 36th, so you got a handful of points there. Joe had Matthew Fitzpatrick, who missed the cut.
Can't believe it.
Had a 9 on a hole.
Yeah. Rough.
Yowzers. Rough. So, updated standings. I'm only 17 points behind Jeremy now. And Joe is 181 points. So, Joe, you have dropped down to third place, buddy.
That's cool. 181 ain't too bad.
No. I mean, I was 600 down not too long ago. So
we're like not even halfway through it.
Let's see. We are on.
And if you needed a reminder, Masters.
We are on event 26 of 51. So yeah, we're halfway.
Halfway.
Wow.
That's crazy, huh?
And we got the best part coming up.
Oh yeah. I did order that hoodie.
Oh.
Yep. I've wanted that thing for what, a couple years now?
Yeah. Same.
Yeah, so that and they just updated the shipping and let me know it'll be here Saturday. Thanks, guys.
True is still the best shippers.
Oh, nobody can compare to them. All right, so it's hard to say this out loud. The course didn't look good. It looked bad for TV. It was brown in a lot of areas. It looked beat up in a lot of areas. It just didn't have top level PGA tour. Well, I mean, it's not a designated event.
It's
so
not designated.
I got it right that time. But when I flipped on LIV, that Tucson course looked amazing. I mean, it was pretty and green and lush. Now, the golf that was taking place on it, I wasn't a fan of. But in comparison, man, I really thought Innsbruck was a better looking course. And it just, I don't know. You guys see that at all? Did you feel that way?
Yeah.
I think they baked it out to make it harder. Those greens looked really brown to me.
Yeah, they were fast.
I don't know. I tried to watch a little LIV. I watched a little bit of Valspar. I don't know. It's two completely different products, so it's hard to really compare. And I'll go back to what Trey says: is everybody's playing the same golf course, but
Trey with a double mention. Wow,
yeah, it might be a triple one, but I don't know. LIV is really boring to me. I can't get into it. I tried to watch it a couple times this weekend and couldn't get into it. I found myself watching Valspar a little bit more. I mean, Valspar is still pretty classic. It's not like it's full on the field size, but we had some players out there that gave us excitement.
I enjoyed it. The last 3 holes there are great.
Yeah, I mean, Snake Pit's great.
I mean, got Jordan.
It's just it's tough. We're in a weird spot. So if I was given the opportunity to watch a brown golf course where PGA is playing, or a green striped fairway golf course where LIV's playing, I'd probably watch PGA.
What if they were playing at like Cypress or Bandon? What if they were playing at Bandon?
I'm watching Bandon all day. I'm watching Bandon. No matter who's playing there. It could be the AM. It could be VGN. It could be Jeremy by himself. I don't care. I'm watching Bandon. I need to get full. My heart needs filled. You know what I'm saying? Can't wait to get back.
LIV at Bandon. Oh my goodness.
That would might hurt some souls, but I'm watching.
I tried again. I mean, I had my wife comes in the living room yesterday. She's like, "How many things are you watching?" Because I had basketball on the TV. I had the Knights on my laptop, and I had LIV on my phone, and I was switching back and forth between it and the PGA Tour, and the PGA Tour is just a better product. It just is. And I mean, I think it's what we're used
100%.
to. It's what we're used to, and
Here's the thing: is I don't feel like I can watch LIV, and they're playing for $4 million. I just don't feel like they're playing for anything. That's the thing. Like, to me, I don't feel like they're playing for anything. I mean, yeah, they're playing for $4 million, but like, I don't feel like it matters. That putt by Danny Lee to win on the playoff hole, like, that was amazing, but I just don't feel like it matters. That's the thing.
It was very. I mean, did they have to walk back to the tee box first time?
I did see that. I think that might have been the second time. I don't know, but I saw them walking. Yeah.
They didn't crowd surf back to the tee.
Yeah.
Right, with the millions in attendance. I mean, Charles Howell, Danny Lee, who was the other person in the playoff?
Brendan Steele,
Louis Oosthuizen. Brendan Steele and Louis Oosthuizen.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're LIV and you're like, our first playoff. All right, who we got? Who's in it? Bryson, DJ, Brooks, Phil? No, it's Danny Lee, Brendan Steele,
Carlos
Louis
Ortiz.
Oosthuizen.
Yeah.
It's like,
yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
Props to Danny Lee, who hasn't done anything on tour since 2015, although battled some wrist injuries to get his first win. Made for the perfect headline for LIV.
Yeah, I mean, you can get that on the PGA Tour on the non-designated events too, right? Like, you can get that, but at least it feels like it means something.
Kevin Na's
Yeah, that was
comments
sarcasm on my end, but
No,
Kevin Na's comments just drove me nuts when he. What's the difference with Danny Lee this year? Oh, he's just so happy. He's just so happy.
Yeah.
I would be too if I,
Yeah, if you were
got that.
Yeah.
That paper.
He's not challenged by 144 golfers trying to make a cut anymore. It's just so happy.
Yeah, he's got money in his bank account. Like,
he's just so happy. All right.
Yeah.
All right. So let's do I know you guys didn't do a bracket, but I've got brackets here.
Yeah.
So we can
I got Tiger
we can
Woods
go,
winning it all.
Oh, sweet. That's a hell of a pick, Joe.
Thank you.
So we can go. How do you guys want to do this? So let's see. How long are we in here? We're in an hour. We can go. We can pick each who's going to win each little section. We can do it collectively and have the CDP bracket, or we can each pick who we think is going to come out of each thing and do it. How do you want to do it?
You guys can do it because I got to go put Theo to bed because Katie can't lift Theo currently.
Oh my goodness! All right. Well,
Is there an
Joe,
online one we can do? Do you know?
I'll be right back. You guys filibuster, and
Okay.
I would love to wear shorts on PGA Tour. Shout out, Mark.
The shorts. The shorts. I just don't. I thought it was cold as hell out there that morning, Sunday morning, and they're wearing hoodies and shorts, and it's like, just because you can doesn't mean you'd have to. I mean, you can wear pants; it's okay. I thought that was a little ridiculous. All right, well, I guess we'll get Joe's picks here in a little bit. Jeremy, do you want to collectively put one together, the two of us, and so we don't bore the shit out of everybody? Thank you, Dan. Yes, LIV is trash. I am seeing the comments.
Yeah, let's do it.
All
This
right.
is going to be some exciting radio.
Made for television. All right. Thanks, Jenner. Thanks for tuning in, man. We really appreciate it. I guess picking brackets was the I'm done.
Yeah.
So maybe we don't do this. I don't know. How about we just?
we can just do our own and then have a surprise at the end. We can talk about it next week. Or
All right, there we go. All right. Well, we got to pick who we think's going to win.
yeah, gotta do that.
And we have Punta Cana.
Paralysis in
Paralysis Punta Cana. That we got to make our picks for. So for the match play, I am. Oh, hang on a second. That is a. You must undo that, sir.
I love this tournament. This is one of my favorites of the year because I desperately want to play Austin Country Club.
It looks like such a fun golf course.
I drove across. I say this every year. It's my tradition. We drove across the bridge when we went to Austin because we were going to move there, and that course just looks spectacular. I just want to play there so bad. So if we have any connections at Austin Country Club, I will. Let's
go.
Do many different things.
Dude, I want to go to Austin just because Harvey Penick, that's where he's from. You know, he taught right around this corner from the original Austin Country Club. Man, a lot of history in that area. Tom Kite, Ben Crenshaw, just give me UCLA. Hey, that's who I picked to win, Jenner. I picked UCLA. That's there. Did you know that the Sweet 16 was in Vegas this weekend?
Yes.
I knew it was coming. I did not know it was this weekend. I thought it was a couple years from now. Yeah, UCLA, Gonzaga, and I can't remember who else is in that bracket. But yeah, unbelievable. Holy shit. No wonder we can't get tea times.
I chose Fair Dick to win it all. Yeah.
Your bracket's been busted, sir.
Yes.
No, I got UCLA winning it all. There's a conference of champions, and then they're leaving the conference of champions.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to go with Kisner. He plays amazing at this place, and we'll have Joe give us the odds when he comes back. But that is my pick for the Dell match play. And let's see, who's he got to go through? He, in his group, he has Homa, Matsuyama, and Suh. So he's going to have a challenge. But that's my pick, Kevin Kisner.
I'm going to go Rory McIlroy.
Oh, look at you going big Rory.
Past winner.
Let's see. Where did I... Oh, there it is. Jeremy... Did he win this? When did he win this?
Oh my!
It wasn't.
I knew you were gonna
was it when?
That. It was 20.
It wasn't in Austin, was it?
No,
because the PGA site's jacked up because I tried checking past champions and it clicks right back to the field. So they just showed.
Remember.
Where'd it go?
I was just looking at it earlier.
Scotty Scheffler and then Billy Horschel won in 21. Kisner won in 19. Bubba won in 18. Dustin Johnson won in 17. So it had to be before that.
Yeah, it was before, but just feeling
see all past champions. Oh, let's go to the pools. All right, so Jeremy's got Rory. I've got
2015.
Is that when it was? Okay.
Yeah, so it would have been like right before they moved.
All right. Let's see. Punta Cana, did you look at the field?
No.
It's an opposite field event, so randomize your selection. I'm sticking with Harry. I'm gonna ride Harry until he gets a win on these opposite field events, or until he gets in the designated events. So
I think that's a good pick. I think he could pull it off there. That would be a good win.
It would be a great win. It's like you look at some of the guys that are in this field that played in the designated events.
Yep.
That aren't ranked high enough to get into. Oh, are you?
Yes.
Who is it?
Wyndham Clark.
Ooh, Wyndham Clark.
Yeah, no mid-show shit, Dan. I had to put Theo to bed because yeah, Katie cannot lift Theo currently. I will explain later, but yeah. I don't know what you guys are talking about, but I saw and this is not Eldan, this is Hodges.
Oh, it is Hodges.
It is Hodges.
That's
Hodges,
a very Hodges thing to say.
Exactly.
Did you get a apple, Dan?
No, he's still
is the green-
bubbling.
is-
He's still bubbling.
Okay.
He's still green bubbling.
Damn it! I should have if I would have read that, I probably would have known that was him. I don't think El Dan would be talking about you taking a shit.
Yeah, that's definitely a dead giveaway.
Yeah. Hey, Dan, I'll send you a picture. I'll have to do it on Instagram because you probably won't get it on your phone. But Albertsons now has emergency sandwich
section. Yeah, they should have a picture of me and Dan's face there, like
get you standing there holding your sandwiches up.
Yeah, we need some pop-ups. Me and Dan need some pop-ups.
It would be hilarious.
Yeah, it's two random cardboard cutouts.
What we need to do is make some and then just go put them in there.
Dan says the CEO of Albertsons is a soul golfer. He gets it.
Yeah, that's why he sold it to Kroger.
No, it's not Kroger yet.
It will be.
Dude, Dan might have taken a few steps to the soul golf on Preserve. Let's just say that. We were walking Preserve.
I know. I'm going to have a chat with him tomorrow night. So we'll see if he's lost yet.
Mm-mm. No lost. That's when you've been found, bro.
Okay, so for the Dell match play, I went with Kisner and Jeremy went with Rory. Okay. Who are you taking?
You're gonna have to give me a quick second.
No.
Let me pull up the odds. I don't even know who's playing in it, so
yeah, Dan's right. He hasn't cried yet, so that's like the awakening.
That's when
once you cry, that's when you're a soul golfer.
You know. When we pulled up to Bandon, my eyes started watering. We pulled up there and I told
cry. They have a good cry together as a group of buddies.
Let's all stand in the middle of the rock, sing Kumbaya, and tear up.
We parked.
Joe's just gonna be staring at us, crying and shaking his head.
We parked. It was me and Dan. Me and Dan in a Chrysler van, just like. And I was like, "Dad, I'm so happy to be back."
Oh, that's too funny.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna need some odds too, Joe.
All right, let's just. I'm just gonna pick one right out the gates. I'm just gonna go Sung Jae at 30-1. I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm picking him.
At 30-1. Let's see. He has to come through Tommy Fleetwood, JT Poston, and Mav McNeely. So not a tough road.
Dude, I was rooting for Fleetwood this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
What a great swing! What a great swing.
He does have a really good swing,
man. All right, so you need what? Kisner's odds?
Yeah, I need Kisner's odds. Let's see. Do you know what is crazy? Is you can on the PGA Tour.com website, you can go to the odds. They have the odds, and if you click on Scotty Scheffler's name, it takes you to the BetMGM website.
Shout out Vegas.
Yeah.
I don't even see Kisner on here.
Look near the top.
I did.
Let's see where they have him.
Oh, 100-1. 100 to 1 for Kisner. Who'd you have, Jeremy?
Rory.
Rory.
2-1.
12-1. 12
yeah,
to 1.
12-1. All right. So then for Corrales Punta Cana.
Oh shit. We got
the opposite field event. I took Harry.
Yeah, no surprise.
Mm-hmm. What happens when you get the first pick for winning? And how about Cal picking the same golfer as me again?
But you can't see it though. You guys are just
I
like
know.
you guys are just like you should move to Atlanta.
No. Thanks.
I'd rather move to New York
one way
City.
of saying, hey, leave.
I'd rather work at the Pace Picante factory in New York City.
New York City.
Oh my god.
Harry Hall is 55-1.
55-1. Wow.
I'd rather wake up at 3 a.m. making some bagels in New York City.
I was trying to explain to Brooklyn because we're sitting on the subway and she was like, where are all these people going? Because we were
going to make bagels.
And I'm like, they've probably been on a train for an hour, hopping trains and making transfers to come work down here. She's like, that's crazy. I said, yeah, like mom gets off work, she drives home, she's home in 30 minutes. It ain't like that in New York.
Yeah.
The people that made our breakfast sandwiches at the little cafe in the hotel, yeah, they were on a subway at 2 in the morning.
They live in Pittsburgh, Emma. They live in Pittsburgh.
They don't live in that high rise around the corner. Yeah.
No.
Them people that made our bagels, they live in Trenton, New Jersey, Emma.
Staten Island.
They live in Camden, Massachusetts.
That's sad, but so true.
Yeah.
Oh, they're 3 hours away.
Oh, and I
terrible,
said that's why nobody is smiling on the subway, because they've been on it for so long and haven't even gotten to work yet. And then you go work for 8 hours, and then you got to go back and do that shit again. Oh, it's wild. But dude, there was this one section. I wish I remembered the streets where there was
that
people
lady
singing,
that's spreading that cream
music.
juice in her bagel. She lives in Las Vegas, Nevada, Emma.
You're on a bender right
Took
now.
a flight here this morning just to work. All right, go ahead. Sorry.
Nothing even matters after that.
Them Montucky cold snacks.
Wyndham Clark. We need Wyndham Clark's odds for Punta Cana.
Punta Cana. Wyndham Clark. Let's see. He should be pretty high, right? Let's see. Who picked him?
Jeremy.
I don't. Wyndham Clark. I don't see him.
Really?
Past 150, I don't see him.
I thought he would be like
20 to. He's the first one. He's 8-1.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? Oh,
sorry, I thought it was a designated event.
I mean, I didn't think it was like going chalk.
Wow, it's Wyndham Clark 8-1. The next closest person is Joel Damon at 20-1. Wyndham Clark is winning this tournament.
Yes,
he better.
It's his to lose. Let's see, PGA Tour officer. Yeah, then Data Golf has him as a 12% to win.
Man,
nice pick, Jeremy. All right, Joe.
I'm going Chad Ramey at 30-1.
Ramey.
Lots of Ramey lately.
He had a good showing last week. He had a good showing this past weekend. He had it rolling. So, op field event. Let's see.
What was his odds?
30-1.
30-1. All right, got all the odds for our picks. So I'll have to figure out where you can actually do this bracket at, and then you guys can tune it in, and maybe we'll.
Oh, that's the WGC match play.
Yeah.
Bracket. Okay. Yeah.
That's the bracket,
I thought you were talking about March Madness. It was like too late for that.
Oh God, no. Those. Did you know that the Sweet 16 is in Vegas this weekend?
I did not know that they were coming to Vegas, but Katie did. And I was like, she's like, when are they coming to Vegas? It's like, I just think that's the people that are here to watch.
Thursday?
Yeah.
No, Thursday.
Pretty crazy.
And Saturday?
Isn't the championship in Vegas?
No.
Oh, okay.
Dan, are they playing at Thomas and Mack?
No, that's 21 Savage. 21 Savage is playing at Thomas and Mack.
Okay. T-Mobile. That makes sense.
Yeah, it should be T-Mobile. Nights are on the road, so don't forget, Jeremy.
Always.
You're going with me Tuesday. Next Tuesday. Nope, next Tuesday.
Next Tuesday. And the tournament, this thing starts on Wednesday, so
yeah. Don't forget.
Oh, so it's Wednesday through Sunday. Okay.
Yep. Because they got the round robin Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, and then Saturday, Sunday is the.
Today's Monday.
Brackets.
Today is Monday, correct?
Today is Monday.
Yes.
Yeah. I stayed in hospital for 24 hours, so that'll lose your mind for a little bit.
Also, walking 30,000 steps and taking a red eye home will fuck with your mind a little bit too.
Yeah, that's true.
5 o'clock is when my sensor goes off in my brain to start doing things. And that was nice when it was 8 o'clock in New York. We got in, I think we got home at like 2:30. And, rough day yesterday. But yeah, so that's it. You got anything else you want to? You know what we could do? Damn, almost completely forgot. We got our weatherman. Matt Gontarek is back. Let's do that.
What's up, guys? Matt Gontarek back again with the Chasing Daylight podcast. And guess what? Another tournament forecast out in Pahrump for Mountain Falls on the 25th. That's coming up, and this weekend is looking dry, so a decent forecast. Will be sunny out there in Pahrump, but temperatures will be in the upper 50s, so a little chilly, especially for the mornings. I want to dress appropriately, and then you can always take off some layers in the afternoon. You know how it goes out here in Las Vegas. So things are looking cooler for the first weekend of spring, but it looks like we may get a little warmer heading into next week. But bet on it being cooler and dry heading into Saturday and Sunday.
God, I'm so ready for hot golf.
Yeah.
You start wearing your short shorts and your tank tops?
Yeah.
I'm ready for hot golf.
Dude, El Dan sent me a photo of the Brolo. Have you seen those?
Yeah.
Yes.
He goes, "Are these allowed?" And I said, "Absolutely not." You can go play at the Mediocre Golf Association with that shit. We don't need the Brolo.
I'm just ready to play some golf, man.
Yeah, you've had ever since you went to Bandon, you've kind of just not golfed, huh?
Well, yeah, that, and before Bandon, it was 2 weeks before. It was a 2-week hiatus to Bandon, and now it's a 2-week hiatus to VGN tournament. So I'm ready to get out there.
I'm looking forward to Mountain Falls. How
about Trey? Did you see? I think it was him and Glenn, and I don't know. They showed up on the wrong day.
They drove all the way out to Pahrump, and they didn't have a tee time.
I mean,
and that's not like they went to Wild Horse.
It's 50 minutes or whatever, but it's a decent distance. So they went to 5-iron instead. Amazing.
I thought it was funny. He's like, I wasn't the one who was driving, so it wasn't me.
Well, who made the tee time?
That's
the thing.
I don't think it was Trey. I don't think
it was Trey. I don't think it was.
It doesn't
Trey.
matter who's driving; it's who made the tee time.
He was saying He was saying because somebody asked, and he goes, "It wasn't." He goes, "I wasn't driving. It was the driver that the driver made the tee times, and it wasn't me, or something like that."
Okay, so Glenn fucked up.
Yeah, that's some funny shit.
Yeah.
You bet if Bob would have been with him.
I mean, dude, if yeah. Oh.
Bob would have been, I don't give a fuck what happens in Nye County. You're getting me fucking tea time right now. I just drove 50 fucking minutes to get here.
All those cars in the parking lot would have been flipped over.
What do you mean you don't have any bagels?
That's funny.
Oh man, yeah, that was pretty funny. But anyways,
Show
looking forward to Mountain Falls.
Every car is on its fucking hood upside down. Oh, Bob West should have been here. So we originally had 60 people, and I was geeked because we sold it out. But what now, Joe? Good Lord. That's just funny, man. It's just funny.
It's hilarious.
Sorry, I'm going to mute myself. Go ahead.
We had two people that had some shit come up that they can't make it. Peeler was one of them, so he's already one event back in the season and on the shit list. But no, he has some work stuff come up, so he can't make it. But still, we got 58 people for Pahrump. Yeah, you had asked me a year ago if I thought we could get 58 people to go to Pahrump. I would have said hell no. So I am absolutely thrilled about that. It's a shotgun, 9 a.m. So, you don't have to get up crazy early to get out there. Pretty much a 55-minute drive, out there. I'd not say from every point of town. The guys in Boulder City are going to have a little bit longer of a trip than the people in Mountain Falls or in Mountain's Edge, of course, but it's looking to be a good time. So I can't wait. The side money pots are up there. Gosh, what did I have last check? Let's see. Oh, good Lord, Discord. Why you got to do that? Let's see. Yes, we got 900 in the gross skins pot, 540 in the net skins pot, and the CTPs are 90 apiece. So not too shabby for an afternoon over the hump.
Yeah, it's going to be nice to get out there again.
Yeah, they had some pretty blistery conditions out there for a couple junior events a couple weekends ago. But Sean Rose said the greens were rolling great. And I'm looking forward to it. It'll be our first VGN event out there. I chatted with them today. They're looking forward to having us out there. So it's going to be a good time. And we 2 events into the season leading up to our first major out at Paiute. So, Joe, you going to make it Saturday?
Currently, yes.
Good.
Currently, yes. So.
Yes. Let's keep it that way.
We need to keep that baby cooking.
Yes, keep that oven on. Don't turn that sucker off yet. All right, that's all I got. If you guys don't got anything else, Joe, why don't you bring it on home?
Yeah, man. This was a fun one. Thanks for tuning in, everybody that joined in on the chat. Appreciate you. Tell your friends. Always here every single week. Mondays, 8:30 p.m. Pacific. We're here for you, and we're talking golf, and we appreciate you jumping in on the chat and giving us feedback and questions to answer. So, shout out Mark, shout out Jenner, shout out Dan, everybody.
Thank you so much, guys.
Yeah,
we love it.
Appreciate it. Keep feeding us because the content is great when you help us chug along. So. We'll be here next week, of course. And until then, keep chasing that daylight. Later.